Going from a 580 to a 650 credit score in 6 months is realistic for a lot of people, but only if you work the factors that actually move the needle in the right order. Most people waste months on things that barely matter. Let me show you what actually works. Here's the plan. The 5 factors that decide your FICO and their weights, the utilization trick that can move your score in about a month, the authorized user hack and when it backfires, disputing errors for free, secured cards and credit builder loans, what not to do, a month-by-month checklist, and honest expectations about when 70 points is doable and when it isn't. If this is helping, subscribe. I break down real money situations like this every single week. Drop your question in the comments, I read all of them. Okay, let's start with what controls your score. Your FICO score is built from 5 factors, and knowing their weights tells you exactly where to spend your energy. Let's break them down. The biggest is payment history at about 35%, whether you pay on time. Second is credit utilization at about 30% of your available credit you're using. Together, those two are roughly 65% of your score, which is why almost all the fast wins live there. The remaining 3 are smaller. Length of credit history is about 15%. The age of your accounts. Credit mix is about 10%. Having different types, like cards and an installment loan. And new credit is about 10%. How many accounts you've opened recently. Here's the takeaway that shapes this whole video. If you want movement in 6 months, you focus on the big 2. Payment history and utilization, because that's where the points are. The other 3 matter, but they move slowly, so we attack utilization and on-time payments first. Everything else supports those. The single fastest way to move your score is the utilization trick, and it can show up in about 1 billing cycle, not months. Here's how it works. Credit utilization is the percentage of your available credit you're using. Carry a $900 balance on a $1,000 limit, and you're at 90%. That hammers your score. The scoring models reward lower utilization, with common thresholds at 30% and then under 10%. So the move is to pay your balances down. First below 30% of each card's limit. Then push toward under 10% if you can, because card issuers report your balance roughly once a month. A lower reported balance can lift your score within a single cycle. Data from The Credit World shows reducing high utilization can move a score 20 to 50 points fast, though your exact change depends on your full profile. One pro move. Pay down before your statement closes. Not just before the due date, because the statement balance is usually what gets reported. Lower the number they see, and you can see results in weeks, not months. Here's a powerful shortcut most people don't use correctly: becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Done right, it helps fast. Done wrong, it backfires. When a family member adds you as an authorized user on their card, that card's history can appear on your report. Its age, its limit, and its payment record. If they have a long-standing card with a high limit, low utilization, and perfect payments, that can give your score a real lift, sometimes within a couple of months. But here's the backfire. You inherit the card's history, including the bad parts. If that person ever misses a payment or runs the balance up, it can drag your score down too. So only become an authorized user on an account with a spotless record and low utilization. 2 checks before you do it. First, confirm the card issuer actually reports authorized users to the bureaus. If they don't, you get 0 benefit. Second, make sure the cardholder's habits are genuinely solid. Picked carefully, it's one of the fastest legitimate boosts available. Picked carelessly, it hurts you. This one is free, completely legal, and people skip it constantly, disputing inaccurate items on your credit report. Errors are more common than you'd think, and removing a wrong negative mark can move your score noticeably. Start by pulling all 3 of your credit reports for free at annualcreditreport.com. Go through them line by line and look for genuine mistakes. Accounts that aren't yours, a payment marked late that you actually paid on time, a balance that's wrong, or a debt listed twice. These errors happen, and they can be unfairly dragging your score down. If you find a real inaccuracy, you have the right under federal law, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, to dispute it with the Bureau for free. They're required to investigate, and if the item is wrong or can't be verified, it comes off. Correcting inaccurate negatives can move a score 20 to 50 points in some cases. One firm line: this only applies to genuine errors. Disputing accurate information to try to erase real history isn't a strategy. It doesn't work, and it's not what this is for. Fix what's wrong. That's the legitimate free win. If your credit is thin or damaged, 2 tools are built specifically to rebuild it the right way: secured credit cards and credit builder loans. Here's how each works. A secured credit card requires a refundable deposit that becomes your credit limit. Put down $300, you get a $300 limit. You use it for small purchases and pay it off in full every month. Because it reports to the credit bureaus like a normal card, that on-time history builds your payment record and, with low utilization, lifts your score over time. After consistent use, many issuers graduate you to a regular unsecured card. A credit builder loan flips the usual order. The lender holds the loan amount in a locked account while you make monthly payments. Those on-time payments get reported and build history, and at the end, you receive the money you effectively saved. It's a structured way to prove reliability. Both work because they generate positive payment history, your biggest factor. The key with either one, only use them if they report to all three bureaus and never miss a payment. Use steadily, they're a clean foundation. Just as important as what to do is what not to do, because a few common moves quietly undo your progress. Here are the big ones to avoid. First, don't close your old credit cards. It feels responsible, but length of credit history is a scoring factor, and closing an old account can shorten your average account age and raise your utilization by removing available credit. Keep old cards open even if you rarely use them. Second, don't open a bunch of new accounts at once. Each application can add a hard inquiry and lower your average account age. Both work against you, especially while you're trying to climb. Open new credit only when there's a clear purpose. Third, don't run balances back up after paying them down. Utilization is measured continuously, so the gains vanish the moment the balance is returned. And don't fall for companies promising to erase accurate bad history for a fee. That's not how credit works, and it's a common trap. Protect the progress you're making. That's half the battle. Let's turn all of this into a simple month-by-month checklist, plus an honest reality check on when 70 points is actually achievable. Month 1, pull your 3 reports, dispute any genuine errors, and set every bill to autopay so you never miss a payment. Months 1 and 2, attack utilization. Pay balances below 30%, then toward under 10%, paying before the statement closes. Around month 2 or 3, if you can, become an authorized user on a trusted person's clean, old card, or open a secured card or builder loan. Months 3 through 6, keep utilization low, every payment on time, and don't open or close anything unnecessary. Let the system compound. Now the honesty part. 70 points in 6 months is very achievable. If your main problems are high utilization and a few fixable errors, those rebound fast. It's much harder and may take longer if your score is low because of recent missed payments, a collection, or a bankruptcy, because those heal mainly with time. So your speed depends on what's dragging you. Either way, these moves push you in the right direction, and many people genuinely make that jump. So here's the whole plan in one breath. Focus on the big two: payment history and utilization, because that's 2/3 of your score. Pay balances under 30, then under 10%. Dispute real errors for free. Use an authorized user spot or a secured card carefully, and don't close old accounts or chase new ones. Work the factors that move, protect your gains, and a 580 can realistically climb towards 650. If this helped you, subscribe. I break down real money situations like this every single week. Drop your question in the comments, I read all of them. See you next week.